Hello and welcome to Manding with a Purpose. This presentation is a collaboration effort of Ashley Hodges, Angela Post, Paige Sadington, Brandy Sheeline, Charlie Singletary, and Brianna Vincent. Ellison Preschool staff, this presentation of Manding, used as a form of functional communication training, is presented to you as a program to implement to effectively address behavioral concerns of your students. Today, we will be talking about implementation of MAN training inside an Ellison preschool classroom. There are two ongoing behavioral issues during playtime in every classroom: fights over toys and tantrums. We as a team believe the best way to handle these behaviors is to teach Manding as a form of functional communication. What is Manding? Manding is used as an individual demands met. Some can man for items, information, and activities. Examples of Manding include, can I have a cookie? Or what time is it? Or let's swing. MAN training is essential in teaching a child how to have their needs and wants met. If a child learns to ask for what they want appropriately, then behaviors such as fighting and tantrums are less likely to occur.
Background in Manding. Manding is essentially requesting for desired items. Background research has shown that MAN training is directly related to decreased maladaptive behavior and increased social initiations.
Now that we've talked a little bit about what Manding is, next we're going to talk about implementing Manding strategies. You will see that we have included a video, and at your leisure, please take the opportunity to learn more about Manding through this video. One very important technique that is used when teaching Manding is prompting. And in this instance of teaching MAN, you would use a prompt. First, you would start off with a verbal or a gestural prompt, depending on the means in which the child is able to vocalize. And on the next slide, you will see an example of a data sheet. On this data sheet, you will write down the name of the child, who is the one you're collecting data for. Next, you will write down the item or action that was manned for. Next, you will write down the kind of manned, whether it was independent or prompted. And then lastly, include what kind of prompt was used.
So there are many different environments where opportunities can be taken to teach MANs. These can be in the classroom, during academic times, free play times, large group activities. They can also occur outside of the classroom, like at recess, during transitions, or during lunch routines. In order to create some learning opportunities to teach MANs, it is important to remember these things. If you are setting up a learning opportunity, the item you want the student to ask for should either be very reinforcing or something they may need in order to complete a task. Withhold this item and wait for the student to gain your attention. If they do not, prompt them to gain your attention and request the item that they want. Requesting the item can be in different contexts, such as verbally or gesturally. MANs are more likely to occur when they are frequently and immediately reinforced. Because of this reinforcement and likelihood of occurrence, some MANs may be generalized and requesting occurs in different environments. You can also use the already mastered MANs and requests in different environments. Moving these objects and actions to different environments provides more opportunities for students to feel comfortable requesting across environments.
MANs are often the first type of verbal behavior learned by a child. They can help the student control their environment, make social interaction more valuable to the student. They can help reduce repetitive behaviors by focusing on the motivation of the reinforcer. This may assist in the development of value of communication and help with the acquisition of other verbal language skills. It is relatively easy to do because you are using the child's own motivation as a tool for learning. The goals for this intervention are to reduce tantrums in students by 50%, increase independent manning by 50%, increase independent play with peers, and to increase language skills in all settings. Parents and teachers should want to help with this intervention because it can increase independence, Appropriate social skills can help reduce repetitive behaviors, increase other language skills and communication, and can decrease problematic behaviors in the students.
The Manding with a Purpose implementation will consist of this initial training, followed by 1 monthly follow-up training through the course of this intervention. The follow-up trainings will take place for the last 10 minutes of the monthly staff meetings and will cover program progress towards goals, challenges that are being faced, and answer any frequently asked questions from the past month. In addition, a brief program update will be included in the parent newsletter. Outside funding for this intervention is not necessary, as costs associated with its implementation will be absorbed through the school's budget. Required materials consist of presentation technology, copies of data sheets, and lamination of personal exchange communication system boards, all of which are readily available at the school. We will also be drawing on our staff clinicians' expertise. The OT, speech pathologist, PT, and BCBA will be providing day-to-day implementation guidance. Direct implementation of the Manding intervention and data collection will be done by teachers, teachers' assistants, and parent volunteers. This staff will be directly implementing the program as they have the most contact with the students daily. They will be modeling Manding opportunities, teaching Manding with prompting, as we discussed earlier, and collecting data on the form that Angela reviewed earlier. The school BCBA will be collecting and analyzing the data to determine if goals are being met or if intervention changes need to be made. The school clinical specialists, the OT, PT, and speech pathologists, will conduct initial baseline data collection, as well as assist in observation and ongoing trainings to ensure cohesive implementation of Manding across the school.
Tips and follow-up information. Have materials organized and ready prior to each session. Take time to pair oneself with a child at first by allowing them to access a reinforcer. Pairing connects the reinforcer with the instructor, establishes rapport and instructional control. Ensure the desired item is accessible so the child can be granted immediate access to the item after Manding appropriately. Through non-contingent reinforcement, which the child doesn't have to complete a task correctly to receive a tangible or an edible, the pairing helps the child see that they want to work with you because you can give them things that they like if they work for it. Take advantage of times throughout the day to contrive opportunities for Manding when desired items are present in the child's environment outside of structured training sessions. Promotes generalization of MANs in the natural environment and increases the likelihood of the child Manding across multiple environments. Okay, here's the list of references we used. And thank you for your participation in the MAN training for the students of Ellison Preschool.